No, I'm talking. Okay, you're live. I'll be right back.
We're live.
Yep.
Okay, good evening. Okay, we're live, everybody. Crazy Bee has to step away from the uh, podcast for one moment. She'll be back as soon as possible. However, today is Thursday, August 21st, 2023. Can you believe that next weekend is Labor Day weekend already? I find it extremely disturbing that we're going to be upon the holiday season already. Uh, the swimming pools close, the lakes close, anything that has to do with, well, boating is still open, but you're not permitted to swim. Although, where we go, they let you jump off the boat, but you have to get right back out of the water. So it's still a hard to believe that summer's over. That's it. Where did it go? It just seems like yesterday the kids were out of school, at least in my area, and now they're back. So today was Jacob's first day of third grade, and that went well. He was happy. He came home and told me that he had a pretty good teacher. And I thought that was rather an interesting statement that she was pretty good because I'd like to know on what he bases that pretty good on. But since he's happy, I'm happy. And his tennis shoes that he had requested for his birthday, which was yesterday, finally arrived today. And we had a funny story. Oh, I'm so mad at my husband. He was doing the dishes after they left. Well, they were still here, and he was doing dishes, and uh, we tell Jacob that anything. Oh gosh, this will be recorded. I don't know if I want to tell this tale because it'll be forever in writing, in not in writing, in on the podcast. That anything that doesn't arrive in time, we tell them it's coming from China. And sometimes it actually does. I'm not going to lie. Some stuff does come from China. But we blame stuff that's delayed on China. So I show them the picture of the map that here's China, that it has to cross over the ocean, it has to hit California. From California, it has to get loaded onto the docks. From the docks, it has to get onto a tractor trailer truck and then drive cross country all the way to Pennsylvania, get to a loading facility, and from the loading facility, then get transported over to our home. And that's why there's a delay in anything he's looking for. So, with that being said, the shoes had been ordered, but they were not here in time for his birthday. And so my husband's standing at the sink, and I say, well, the shoes are in China. And he goes, they're not in China. What the heck are you talking about? They're not in China. And Jacob's looking at me like, what do you mean they're not in China? And I'm like, they most certainly are in China. And so we tried to go through the whole the shoes are in China thing. So as soon as he left, he's like, how are you telling the kid they're in China for? And I said, because they weren't here and I don't want to disappoint them. So we say that the shoes are in China and are working their way here. Fortunately, China delivered and they were here today. So he was very happy. And I see that our co host is back to
Yes.
the podcast.
I would have been
So,
sooner. My daughter pinned me down and asked me a few questions about why it's so hot in here. And I'm like, well, because the AC's still burned out and they can't get to fixing it until tomorrow at the earliest.
uh,
So we're
it's
dying here.
That's the responsibility of the landlord, is that correct?
Yes, we already called him. He's on it. He already called someone. I'm not even mad at him about it. He did what was good. Didn't even give us hell about it. Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? Well, did you do all this first? Did you do all that? It's like he's like, okay, yeah, I've had other people having problems. I'll go ahead and send the repair guy out, but he might not be able to get there for a bit. He called back a few hours later, said, yeah, it's going to be Friday probably, but if he can get there sooner, he will.
Do you have any? I mean, wait. What do you mean? He said, "Did you do this, that,
No,
and
he
the other?"
didn't. He didn't give us hell. I've had other landlords,
Oh,
like when something electronic breaks down, well, did you change out the filters? Did you clean this? Did you
okay.
clean that? It's like,
Oh,
motherfucker, no, I'm newborn. I have no clue how to run a house.
right, right.
Ugh.
So he didn't give you hell about it being
Not
broke.
at all. Nope. Other people are having problems. The overwhelming heat has burned out quite a few units in our
Okay,
town. The
okay.
AC guys are busy tonight and tomorrow and yesterday. So yeah, they're
Sounds
gonna be busy.
like Eric would have a great opportunity down there, huh?
Oh yeah, he would. There is a lot of people use AC down here. Why? Because it is the South and it gets scorching hot. I mean, you've seen the temperatures I've shared.
Yeah.
100 plus degrees. Like shit.
Okay.
I'm
Just
used
in
to
that
Michigan.
yeah, that one morning that you were in the car, what was it, 93
99
degrees at
90
9 o'clock?
no 99 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning in the
Yeah,
car, which means
in
that
the car.
even overnight the car did not cool off. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, it was sitting overnight.
Yeah,
It should have cooled off a little bit, shouldn't have, before morning.
you would think.
Nope, we get in, we turn on the key, the mirror little temperature gauge thing for the outside temp and all that. Hey
Right.
Arby, it all
Hi,
said
Barbie.
99 fucking degrees at 9 in the fucking morning. And I get
Wow.
it. It was in car temp and all that shit, but it was too much. It was too much heat for me.
Well, and that one day that you had to sit and wait in the car for your son, what was the temp?
Oh, that was running 90.
Uh-huh.
The temp would hit 102, but the real feel was closer to 104, I believe, that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that. I mean, does it pay to keep your windows down in the
Oh,
car,
we
but you
had
got
the
to worry
windows
about
down. Oh no,
rain?
not only did we have the windows down, we had the sunroof pulled back and the doors open to create a wind tunnel.
Wow.
Oh, and he said hello D and hello dumbass. Hey, you're one to talk. If you want, I can tell your story, or we can bring you into
Uh,
the voice chat to tell.
Arby, Arby,
I gave her a
Arby.
little breakdown of, well,
Hold on. Just be quiet, crazy bee. Arby, somebody's telling tales on you. I didn't hear the whole story.
I wasn't going to
We,
give the
if
whole story.
right, we would like to bring you up on voice chat.
Well, we would have to
You
go
don't have
jump
to
into
know your
the
face.
podcast channel instead of our DMs.
Right.
Oh, he's on
You
his
don't.
PC.
Okay, so come on up
Hold on,
and
we gotta
please.
change voice channels in order for this to work. In the
So we got
server,
to go up.
I'll invite
Where
him
do
to the chat, and we gotta jump over there really quick. It's not gonna impact
we got to go?
it's not gonna impact the video or anything. Just I will send him a link of where to go,
Okay, so we got to jump over to where we usually go.
where we usually record from. Yes.
Send me a link too, please.
Okay.
Arby, I look forward to meeting you up there. Bye.
Okay, we'll see if he can jump in. I might have to give him permissions really quick. Hold on. He can tell his story.
Yeah.
We love him.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we? There we are. I'm giving him permissions
There you go.
to. Hold on. Connect.
So
Speak.
maybe
Video. Use voice activity, and that should be good. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
wrong channel, Arby. Oh, hold on. Watch this. There, now you're in the right place.
Oh, hello.
Hi,
That's
Orby.
better. How's it going?
Orby,
He's here.
Hello. 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 Hello.
we need you to increase your volume a tad, please.
Um,
There you go.
is that better?
That's much better. Thank you.
You know, it's
So
hard to move close to my mic and it's out as far as it'll go, so.
you're good. You're good right now. And just so you know,
Hey,
Crazy B
Cannabis.
doesn't know. Yes, Crazy B doesn't know this yet, but the broadcast will be renamed with Trump whatever and maybe another dumbass. So
Okay. Well, you're going to have to remind me when we get done so I can change it. I'm still trying to get our video and web browser stuff together. If we ever get to it, we could just chat, and I don't care either way.
fine. Right. And so welcome to the Dumbass Club. You are not even an honorary member. You're just actually one of.
Actually, I
So
got to grab a snapshot of his picture so I can put it up here so people can see that he's talking.
okay.
So you guys chat while I do that, and then we'll just drop his picture up there like we do Baby JJ's.
Okay.
Do I have
So
to be a dumbass? Maybe I don't want to be one.
You're not the
Well,
dumbass. You're probably the smart one here.
Maybe I'm a very dignified gentleman.
well, I thought we were dignified women until we pulled what we pulled. So let's hear your story and then we can determine whether or not you meet the club verifications or not.
I mean, there's not much of a story. I woke up to go use the bathroom early in the morning on Tuesday morning, and I stepped down and went, ouch, that hurts. And so I walked to the bathroom on my heel, used the bathroom, hobbled around on my heel, and went, that's really weird. I don't know why my foot is hurting randomly, but okay. You know, but I power on through, so I went to work. I walked around hobbling on my heel all day. Had a few people be like, what the heck is wrong with you? And he'd be like, I don't know. I woke up this way, but, you know, I can manage. Woke up, did not sleep very well on Tuesday night. Woke up Wednesday morning and could not really put weight on it. Yeah, I didn't sleep well because my foot was hurting.
Okay.
Felt like somebody was stabbing my midfoot below the, right at the bottom of the third and fourth metatarsal bones, if that means anything to you.
It does, because I have metatarsal problems. So continue, please.
Felt like somebody was stabbing me with a hot poker. So on Wednesday morning, I called out of work, and I went to a ortho urgent care. They did an x-ray, said nothing was wrong, and were like, I guess it's tendinosynovitis. Oh, and that reminds me, I forgot to take, when this ice melts. But they prescribed me a steroid, and we're like, because I have an allergy to NSAIDs, so like ibuprofen and things like that. And Tylenol sure as heck wasn't cutting it, but they ain't gonna give me anything stronger for pain, so they gave me some steroids as an anti-inflammatory, because if you decrease pain, you can decrease, or inflammation, you can decrease pain.
Right.
And I got up this morning and was like, look, I'm moving okay. I think I can manage. But by the time I got my shoe on, got to work, started moving, I was struggling. And obviously people noticed. And so I tried to work for as long as I could. And called the manager over in her office and was like, look, I'm trying, but I don't think I can do this. And she's like, what's your plan? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, what's, I forget how she worded it, but she's kind of like, asked me what I was going to do, and I tried to set up an appointment with our orthopedists at our hospital, but they had like wanted to make me an appointment a way out. I'm like, that doesn't help me. Right. And so that's why I went to the urgent care, and I was like, I don't know, I guess I'm just going to call it back them and make an appointment, because they seemed like they can make an appointment sooner. She was like, don't go anywhere, hangs up on me, because that's how she is. Calls me back and goes, they're going to see you. Get your bed, get over there. So I went over there, I saw the orthopedist.
So at your hospital?
Yeah.
You went to your... Okay.
So I went over there. I saw the orthopedist. Spent another $50 for another X-ray. Yeah, but whatever. It's okay. Copay was $50 for each visit, but it's fine. They did another X-ray. Didn't see anything, but he was like, "Look, based on my exam, with how tender you are right in that one spot, you probably have a fracture that's just not showing up on X-ray." He goes, "If it's not a fracture, then you have something going on with your bone there." He goes, "You're not having a tendon issue." He goes, "Let's treat it like a fracture. I'd like to bring you back in like a week and a half, max 2 weeks, to get another X-ray if you're still having problems." Um, and I'm
May I ask
traveling.
a question?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear, because I've heard here that I've had like similar issues, and they have said that a fracture may not necessarily show up that day, that it could show up several days later and up
Uh,
to a week later. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true in certain parts of the body. Yeah.
my
Okay.
ankle, I had 3 fractures in my ankle from martial arts all in one time. Not one
Yeah,
of them showed up because the swelling was so bad. They couldn't see it. They said it was due to the
I see.
swelling. But the
Yeah. So
scars, the
that's
calcification showed up later.
yeah. So
So
that's one,
that's
and then some small bones, for different reasons, you can't really see fractures as well.
Yep.
so they wouldn't show it at all. The
Hmm.
small. Okay. Okay.
So I mean, you could do a CAT scan if you really wanted to know.
I
That'll give
see.
you, or an MRI. But again, what is that going to change in management for my situation? I
Right.
am very much, when it comes to practicing medicine, I'm very much a ask questions you want answers to. Don't waste time. Treat what's in front of you. You know, like if you don't need something, don't do it. You know, if you examine a
Right.
knee and the knee shows symptoms of arthritis, and um, you know, the treatment is to do physical therapy, to treat with, you know, anti-inflammatories. If that doesn't work, see somebody and get a steroid injection, you know, that kind of
Right.
stuff. It's not go
Right.
get an MRI, but everybody thinks it's go get an MRI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Well,
always,
So,
we
they
need more
want the
doctors like that.
yeah,
so I
but they
would
want the
prefer.
MRI just so they can get the money.
Well, I am very thankful that many of the doctors I have dealt with in at least the hospital I work at, maybe it's my situation or the fact that I'm a provider, but
Right.
they have, you know, not been, hey, we need to rush to doing this stuff.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I mean, basically, if it is a fracture and they confirm it's a fracture, it doesn't change how we treat it because my pain is significant enough to mimic a fracture.
I
So they
see.
put me in a boot. He was like, stay off it. He was kind of like, if you want to do the steroids, do the steroids. If you don't. But you know, you are traveling in a week, so you might want to try and get the inflammation down because that may help a bunch with pain. And then you know, he was like, you know, it's up to you if you can be on it or not, but might want to stay off it for a bit. And of course, as I was telling Crazy Bee earlier, I have a terrible, um, I have a
He's like me when it comes to work ethic and pain
yeah,
tolerance
I
and
have a
just
terrible
dumbness.
like reasonable like quitting level. Um,
Right.
so I was like, yeah, you know, I got the boot now. Let me go home today. I'll ice it. I'll keep it up. You know, odds are I can probably make it work tomorrow as long as I'm not doing too much walking. They're like,
Right.
we're gonna see you on Monday, and I'm like, okay. I mean, we could see. And they're like, we'll see you on Monday. If you feel like 100%, you can come in, but we'll see you on Monday.
So work told you to stay off then. Is that what they did? They said
Yeah,
don't come in.
pretty
Oh, so
much.
they so they know what you're like then. They know your work ethic. They said
Oh no,
keep
you
your
don't understand. I look horrible. Like the way I've been walking. It's bad.
so so they knew well enough that you look terrible, and
They were
probably the boot
they
you
were
look even worse.
I probably yeah, I looked about as bad in the boot, although I've found a way to make the boot work a little bit for me better than a shoe, but
Yeah.
If you guys
I
click my share screen, you'll be able to see the chat. Just so you guys
oh,
know.
okay.
Because people are
Okay.
adding
Because
to the
I
convo and I don't want to interrupt too much. So,
Okay.
don't know, I
So
had
who do
these
we got?
pulled up
Hold
earlier.
on. We got the connoisseur is here, cannabis connoisseur. How you doing? And he said it's the medical revolving door. You can't make money off of healthy people. Vanilla says, yes, we will get more doctors from overseas, like in North Carolina. I don't know if you heard that story or not, RB, about
Illegal
North.
immigrant doctors? That's awesome.
Yes,
Fully
with
licensed and ready to practice. They don't got to do no
no,
testing. They don't got to go to
no,
school. Their
they don't
license
get a
carries over to North Carolina's medical board.
right, right. They don't
But
get a
only if
This
they
will
they
be
don't
came in
get a
fun.
United
illegally.
States. Yeah, they don't get a U.S. license. They just
Mm.
they're jipping the line over American doctors.
They'll
They've
get picked
already
first.
hired two. They've
Hey,
already
you
hired two.
insulted my ancestors.
Sorry.
You said gypped.
Let
Uh,
me let me go get my big long list of places I was thinking of looking at to move to and cross North Carolina off the list real quick.
uh-huh.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
cannabis says that castor oil works wonders for inflammation. I've
If you
heard,
can suck it down.
I've heard if you rub it on your body in certain spots, like that they actually make castor oil packs for you to
That,
put on your abdomen,
hmm Whether those
and
work
that
or not is I'm curious to know.
yes, I'm curious to know anybody that has tried it. It's supposed to be good for you and good for your digestive system. And they make a pack where you could wear a belt. I'm going to tell you, they also say it's good for weight loss.
I want
Don't
to
know if
ask,
it's
I want to
true.
point something out really fast about these over the counter pack things that you can put on. Those tea things that and the charcoal things that you put on your feet to pull all the toxins out. You know
Yeah,
your sweat turns those black just sweating. It doesn't mean the toxins are removed. It's just, it's your sweat making the charcoal wet. So you got to be
gotcha.
careful what you fall for with some of this stuff. Now I know castor oil has been used for centuries.
Yes, it
Um,
has.
my grandmother always told me, and it was an old thing she used to do from her family from Poland, is if you had heartburn, eat a pickle.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes,
well, vinegar is a base; it neutralizes acids. Chemically, it makes
the,
sense.
I guarantee that having pickles or vinegar does work. I use it myself. I also will drink pickle juice if it's really bad.
One of the
Guaranteed.
best one of the best
Yes,
homemade remedies for medical injury, like for
yes.
medical purpose, I've heard was from a podiatrist I worked with. Guy had an infected ingrown toenail on his big toe. The doctor's
Okay.
like, here's some medicated soak. Just soak your foot in it. You'll be good in a few days. The guy's like,
Right.
no. He takes some raw bacon and salt and wraps it around his toe. 2 days later, the infection's gone.
Get
Doctor
out.
was doctor, American trained, American born, never been anywhere else. And he's like, you know what? I wasn't going to argue with him. It worked.
Wow.
Wow.
Cannabis also says you don't drink it, you put it on your skin. And yes, Amazon carries them. He's used them for over 6 months.
Okay.
Vanilla, yeah, Vanilla says he can't wait for his surgeon knowing English while he's
Not knowing
dying on the
English.
operating table, not knowing English while he's dying on the operating table. And he goes, yeah, if you believe in foot patches, maybe you shouldn't be allowed to vote or drive. Maybe even use a dishwasher.
I have a solution for vanilla pie. Just bring in nurses and anesthesiologists and all the techs and everybody. Just bring in everyone from the same foreign country and they can communicate. You
There
don't need
you
to know
go.
what they're saying. They just need to know what the other people in the room are
Believe
saying.
it or
I mean,
not,
No,
you're
but
a city.
surgeries are done pretty much. If your appendix needs to be removed, it's either going to be with the laparoscopic
Uh
or
huh.
it's going to be they open you up and remove it
Well,
manually.
listen, if you're doing
well,
your same procedure, regardless of if you speak the language or not, with simple like hand gestures, a good tech should be able to know exactly what a surgeon needs.
It
well,
doesn't mean
and
I
don't,
agree with them jumping the
well,
line.
I'll tell you, I find that all of my surgeries, because remember, it takes a long time for them to knock me out. the majority of stuff is done by the techs and the nurses. It's like the doctor just comes in to do his piece, little section, and they handle everything else. He
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
stitch me up.
that's what he gets
You
paid
know,
to do. That's his specialty,
yeah,
is
he doesn't.
cut you open
Yeah,
and
he
do
does.
what needs it.
Right. He
Yeah, so the
doesn't
way
stitch me up or anything.
So yeah, usually the way it works is the resident or the mid-level, whoever is the first assist, will be the provider that is overseeing all the preparation. They'll be in the room with the nurses setting up and the anesthesiologist putting you to sleep and all that. The surgeon the actual surgeon will usually show up sometime either right before you get put to sleep or right as you're being put to sleep, and then
Mm-hmm.
everybody will scrub up, and then you'll start the surgery, and the surgeon will leave once they're done. Like if they're taking an appendix, like say, they'll take out the appendix, and then they'll put their stuff down and walk out, and then the first assist, the mid-level, or the resident, whoever it is, will finish closing you up, and then they'll wake
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you up, and along with the nurse and the anesthesiologist and everybody, move you on to the bed, move you out to the PACU, and then get you on, and then they'll go
Recovery.
move on with their day.
Right.
Yep.
To recover. Maybe
Yeah.
we should give the
PACU.
audience.
Post anesthesia
Yeah.
care unit. Sorry, that's the new term that they
Recovery.
use.
Oh wow, I
Pretty
haven't
much.
heard. That's new then, because
What
again,
is it?
last time I was instead of
Yeah, no, that's
recovering,
what I
they're
was
calling it PACU. You said?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
post anesthesia
PACU.
care unit, the PACU.
Oh, for
PACU.
fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Recovery
Yeah.
is easier.
Yeah. RB, perhaps you could give the audience a little bit of your background for us, please, so they know that we just didn't pull you out of thin air.
Okay,
Oh
so
yeah.
sometime in, I guess, the winter of 1989, my parents must have been
Okay.
very, very cold.
Wait, I did. Hold on.
Sorry,
You
You gotta be
did I go too
specific
far
with the
back?
smart ass.
Did I go too far
Here
back?
we go. It's on. The
Or
chat
did I
is
start
on.
too far forward?
The chat is on, and we got a rogue guest on the show.
Oh my god, my face is
Tracy
hurting
B, it might
already.
be the last one we bring on. Okay, so in 1989, what happened?
I mean, do you want me to back up? Do you want me to fast
No,
forward?
no, that's okay.
Where in the history of Arby do we want to start?
Let's go to your current position where you're currently working and what you do.
Should I just give you guys my my social security number and
No, you
Yes,
don't got to
we
give
would
the
like that.
location
my
of where you
address?
work. Just your position, like your title and your
Right,
job
yeah.
duties, basically.
Yeah, you don't have
What
to
an
give out. Right.
Well,
You don't have to
now
give.
I'm gonna be embarrassed because they're gonna be thinking I'm an idiot and
No,
I
you're
don't
No,
not.
they
know.
won't. No, you're not.
No,
No,
I'm
you're
just
not.
messing. I'm a physician assistant.
So that's a nice position. So a physician assistant is what we have here in Pennsylvania, that when I call and the doctor isn't available, that's who I come in and see.
Basically,
Oftentimes you can write prescriptions,
yeah.
You
right?
can be
The
a
way I
primary
describe
care
it is
Of
provider.
narcotics.
the way I
Right.
describe it is I can do everything a doctor can do, but get paid a third less,
Wow.
except in a couple specific specialties, including anesthesia and, well, no, I take it back. You can work in anesthesia as a PA, except surgery, where you cannot be a surgeon. You can only be a first
Yeah.
assist.
He
Okay.
could technically be
And
a primary care provider to a patient if he was in a private practice.
Yes, I've seen that as well. But you're not permitted to prescribe narcotics. Is that correct?
No, he can.
says who?
Really? In
Yeah.
I
Pennsylvania,
got
you're not.
some.
Oh, you know what? You're a lot. The PA can. That's right. The PA
I
can.
got some paperwork I gotta get done so I don't lose my ability to do so.
And there,
Okay.
in a couple of states, nurse practitioners can even do that if they have the right licensing.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because we have both nurse practitioners and physician assistants. I think the PAs, I'll double
So
check Monday. I think that they can't write prescription narcotics. I
in
think
most
that
states they can, but not every practice, particularly wants their PAs doing that.
okay. I'll double check
So
because
not
I'm
every
pretty
PA
sure she
has
can't. Yeah.
a a DEA license.
I see.
Yeah,
Um,
because remember,
from what
DEA is a
I've seen,
federal level licensing, not a state level. So, of course, across the board, it depends on the practice, the state, the PA. Some PAs don't want to be able to write them because they don't want patients pestering them about it.
Okay.
it's more seems to me about what specialties people work in. People that work in like orthopedics, they have them because they write those prescriptions on a regular basis.
And that's what.
Um,
So you work for an orthopedic company? Is that correct?
no, I do occupational medicine.
Oh, occupation. Okay. So
Yeah,
when
I
somebody
see
gets, so
firefighters,
when
police
somebody gets,
officers.
is
The
that, does that
practice that
mean when
the
somebody
practice
gets hurt for anything, they would come to
no
you?
the practice that I work for um only offers services on a contractual basis. There are other places like Concentra where you can get hurt at work and you can go, but we have contracts with like the city and the county, fire, police, work their employees. So we see
Okay.
them for like pre-employment, we see them for injuries, a couple other things.
So is the practice busy, or are you kept busy?
Uh, I am kept very busy,
I hear about it, and yes, he is a
and I
very busy
am
person.
yes, I am often kept very busy.
Well,
That's why he
okay.
can only catch us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or when
Uh-huh.
he's injured.
Yep, and I get sent home like I'm a.
So I failed to make the connection with Crazy B saying it was kind of dumbassery,
I have no
perhaps.
idea how I hurt my foot.
Yeah, the fact
Firstly,
you went to work on it
I'm a
without.
Yeah,
dumbass because I just keep trying to force myself to like pretend it's nothing. That's what she's calling me a dumbass over. And then the
I
The
other
same
thing
thing
see.
I
is
do. And
I have no idea how this happened. Like I just
welcome to my
woke up in the
world.
middle of the night with my foot all jacked up. I don't know what I did.
Welcome to what I go through. It's like I woke up and my shoulder's out of place. How did that happen? Pop it
What
back
were
in, go about my day.
Yeah, I mean, Arby, what were you doing that you
I
hurt
must
it?
have been, having
Were you
wild
kicking
fights or
Baxter?
running.
Yeah, were you
I,
kicking the dog?
maybe he was getting a little violent in the bed at night, and I had to push him out or something.
I mean, you
Maybe he was
kick them
snoring too
pretty
loudly.
damn hard to hurt your metatarsals, don't you think?
The only other things that I can think of potentially that I recall having happened recently is I stepped in a water bowl without like realizing sometime earlier this week,
Wait,
and like slipped and spilled water, but I didn't fall or anything, and my foot wasn't hurting afterwards.
wait a
And
minute.
then
That is how
Wait,
I dislocated one of my big toes one time. I slipped in water and I fell into a kneeling position and bent my toe straight up. My big toe was straight up in the air and I had to put it back into place.
okay, but wait.
No,
Explain
she's
it.
giving you the approval
okay,
to do it.
You
so I
stepped
keep
in you stepped in the dog's water bowl? Like what, you didn't see it?
no, he has water bowls all over the house. Okay,
And he
he
could probably move them.
no, this one. So I was trying this new thing because he's very annoying and he insists that I go like get water with him. And Crazy B knows about this. Brett knows about this.
Baxter's
So, like,
very demanding.
and
Mhm.
he won't go drink, but he'll sit here and dehydrate himself and like pant more and more, even though it's not hot, because he won't go drink unless I go with him. And so I was like, okay, let me try and put some bowls out in a few of the spots he likes to hang out, and that way he'll
Leave you
be able to
alone
Drink
more.
water.
So I put one in the two bathrooms on the like floor with the bedrooms and where like my computer is and whatnot. And I went into the bathroom and forgot I had put the bowl down, and I stepped backwards and
That's
stepped into the bowl.
dumbassery.
You
But
sound
it was
so
with
much
my left
like
foot.
us.
But I don't
That's
remember my foot hurting afterwards.
That's
But that's the
dumbassery.
only thing I can think of that happened the day before all this. That was out of the
Oh.
norm with my foot.
No,
Other than that,
that.
I could have like been walking down the steps to the basement and
Nah,
misstepped, which has happened
nah,
before. But I never hurt
nah,
myself much doing that. Just like, oh, I tweaked my ankle and I
Twisted.
walk it off.
nah, nah. Anybody that steps in the dog's water dish that forgot that they put it there. That's dumbassery.
I've
Okay.
All
done
the
very much the
you're
same thing.
oh gosh.
At
That
least I
you
earned it.
Uh-huh. And then it's like,
did
fuck, now
wait
I gotta clean it
because
up.
because wait, the
Pretty
bowl
much.
did slide, didn't it? When you put your foot in there, the bowl slid and the
No,
water went everywhere, didn't it?
no, it bent forward because it had a non-slide
Oh,
base.
one of them non-stick.
So yeah, it bent forward and
Oh my
spilled water
That,
god.
all over.
yeah, that's probably how. Anybody else in the chat want to come up and join the club? Because memberships are open and they're free.
Yeah,
But yeah,
please.
no,
Share our when we can do this our dumbass story days day.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Since I haven't been walking as much this afternoon, my foot feels much better right now. It's
Well, that's
also
good.
currently being iced, but
Well, you do know to continue to ice it 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Keep it elevated.
wait, I'm
Keep
not
it wrapped.
supposed to put the ice pack on it and just leave it until the ice pack melts completely?
Ooh, that's
That's not
too long.
that's not how you're supposed to ice things.
Hmm. We do.
Isn't it 20 on, 20 or 30 off, something like that for the
Look,
ice?
We do.
I'm a
We
good
do.
provider. I'm a bad patient, okay?
You,
We do.
he and I were talking about that this morning because I'm
No,
the same way.
no, I have the like medical the orthopedists have the ice packs. They
Yeah.
stay frozen for like 20 minutes, but then they're just cold. They don't.
But
It's
you
like a
know
little
what
bit
you can
cold on
what
you.
I've
It's not
done
like freezing.
before is a half a cup of rubbing alcohol into 2 cups of water, put it in the freezer. It stays liquid, but it is colder than cold, and it
Well,
lasts a lot longer during the day. Just
well,
get a really good
you know what,
Ziploc bag.
you know what you could do instead. See, you take your vodka and you keep it in the freezer, and
That
then
too.
you pull it out and you put it on your foot, and then you take a swig every now and again when you get thirsty.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but my kids would also be doing the same thing without the injury to their foot.
I
Well,
mean, look,
there
pain
you go.
relief, I'm limited on my pain relief options. Okay, I had to
I
stop on my
know.
way home from the orthopedist and pick up some pain medication.
Oh Lord.
Mm.
And it's just one of those things that we're all so talented at getting hurt. Dee managed to break both her shoulders in the same fall, and
Yep.
yep, we're just talented people. Like when
Mm-hmm.
I get hurt in ways. I tore my LCL reading a book in the bathtub. I got a Charlie horse and I straightened my leg too quick, tore my LCL. Tell me why I had to bring in my stepdad as a witness that I was living with 2 kids and not being abused by anybody. No, you do not drink lighter fluid. Go. Yeah, it's just the ways people can get hurt and not even think about it
Yep.
or know it's
Oh, yeah.
possible to get hurt that way. Like the time my nephew dislocated my shoulder by closing my arm in a car door. No one
Oh, I could
expects
see
that.
that. I could see that happening
I was reaching
with
from the
the
back door
door,
to lock the front door, and he
right?
closed the back door, and I'm screaming, "Open the door!" And my mom's trying to from the inside, and I'm like, "There's a child safety lock. Come around
Uh,
to the outside."
yeah. I've done some pretty stupid stuff. I've fallen in the, I've slipped and fell in the basement, and I only had my underwear on, nothing else. And I couldn't get up off the floor, and I laid there for 30 minutes till I could get up off the floor. So I finally dragged myself up. But the worst was when I fell about 6 feet off the top of the yard into the driveway, and I landed on my back. And there was nobody to call or to whatever. We're in the middle of nowhere. And the only way somebody would find me is if they were driving past and happened to look up the driveway. And so it's the middle of the day, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to get up? Who's going to save me? What the hell is broke? And I'm laying there, like, what am I going to do? And then it hits me. Girl, get your fucking ass up. Those bugs are going to be in your hair. They're going to be crawling on your body. There's going to be ants on you and spiders. I flipped over and I crawled on my hands and knees into the house. I crawled over gravel, a gravel driveway and a gravel yard into the house and dragged myself to the bed because I am so petrified of bugs that I was like, hell no. They're not getting on my face. They're not getting anywhere on my body. That was the worst thing I ever did. Was that particular fall was so stupid, and I was so stupid. I was like, bugs are coming to get me, as we all know with the cursor that was moving. If you haven't seen it, if you know, you know. If you don't, you got to go look at our videos because it's stupid.
That
She's gonna
was
tell us
funny.
about how
Yeah.
like a car fell on top of her, but it was right next to an anthill. So she, used all of her strength, lifted the car off of her, and
No.
ran as fast as she could back home into her sterile environment away from the ants. It was just a shitty parking job. I mean, things happen.
Oh my god.
Well, they do say that you get strength somewhere within, when you're
Adrenaline gland.
uh-huh.
The adrenal
Yep.
gland. Sorry. Said
Mhm.
it a little backwards.
Well, no, it's both. The adrenal gland kicks in and it's your
Adrenaline
adrenaline.
flows.
Yeah, the adrenaline flows and you're like, I got to get the hell out of here, you know?
See, I just thought that, you visited the trailer park and, had some of their special sauce.
Yeah, well,
Look, it gave you infinite energy, but it kept you up for like 6 days straight, so,
right.
You know what's sad is there's like
there's
3
always
trailer
trade-off.
parks in my area that sell that stuff routinely.
Oh, shit.
It's fine,
Well, Arby, we
If you know a
wish
good
you
high
the
school
best.
teacher, you can always get some.
Right. We wish you the best. And you
He's
said
like, get him off. Kick him.
you said you're traveling next week. Or are you going on vacation or
I'm going to the Holy Land.
oh, that'll be awesome.
I'm going
Are
for
you
a wedding. I
okay?
tried to book a stay at Trump Hotel Gaza, but it still said that they're not selling tickets yet.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, I
Well,
was kind of
that would
bummed
have
soon
out.
enough.
yeah,
Well,
that would have
I
been a
mean,
nice place to stay. Is
look,
it still too late, or when you get there, do you think you might be able to get in, or what?
It's a parking lot of rubble. There is no Trump motel in Gaza, but
Oh,
okay.
you're such a smart ass. You know
I mean,
what,
I was gonna
Arby?
say,
I'm not
look,
talking to
I
you
had
anymore.
I had high expectations that he was gonna take care of things quickly, but I've lost all faith because it's been what, like 6 months, and he hasn't fixed every problem in the entire world.
Okay,
And built a time machine to go back in history and deal
okay,
with all the problems of history,
that's
specifically
fine.
World
That's
War II
fine.
problems, because that's what everybody seems to refer to
Just
everything about with politics.
Yes.
yeah,
No
And
one
there's
Arby.
other
complains about
atrocities I
Stalin.
think I'd rather have him undo, but
Yeah.
each to their
Yeah,
own.
Arby, just read your DMs between me and you later on today for being a smart aleck. Our friendship's over. Now that you are burning me on the podcast, that's okay. I believe there was a Trump Tower, but that's okay. You know
I
what?
mean,
There
I
will
hear
be in
lots
the
of people are
future.
going to Vegas, so
There
take a
will
Vegas
be in the
trip. He
future.
makes it up to you.
Okay.
Look, that's what everybody told me he was doing when he gave that whatever that speech that was. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him trolling the Middle East. And they took it way too
Okay.
seriously.
Right.
but no, I'm going
Well,
for a
how long are you
wedding.
going to be? How long are you going to be away?
My whole trip is 10 days, but obviously there's a day of travel on each end, so I'll be there for like 8 days.
Okay. Well, how?
But yeah, I told my nephews I'm just gonna have to be the designated video game player, since I can't really walk too much, and my family likes doing outdoor stuff.
Oh, that's going to be terrible. Well, you know what? Question. Why didn't they give you a steroid injection in it?
I mean, if it's not necessary.
Well, but you're on steroids.
I want to be, look like The Rock. Why you're not on steroids?
I'm on them right now, so I know. I mean, I'm surprised
Um,
they would have given us a steroid injection in it.
if you think it's a fracture, you shouldn't be injecting steroids in it.
No?
That's more for soft tissue.
Okay. Well,
And
since
that's
they're not,
also more like if you have kind of inflammation ongoing for a little bit longer,
I
not
see.
acutely. Like you shouldn't jump to that
We
kind
are
of
not,
stuff.
again, this channel is not recommending any medical advice. We are going based on personal experience. So do not YouTube or
Don't hold
Rumble.
us
Do
accountable.
not, yes, do not hold us accountable for anything in the chat. Don't take anything that we say for gospel, for the truth, because we're liars, as obviously you could tell. And, you know,
No,
all
we're
that
actually
being said,
honest. We're just telling our personal experience.
correct, correct.
It's my truth,
Yes.
not the truth. Okay, back off. I know the lingo.
Hey, Blue Rose. She just
Hey,
jumped in.
Blue. Hey, Blue.
Oh,
But yeah,
All right.
so
Will you have a wonderful trip? We hope that you're healed better by Monday and that perhaps towards the end of your journey, you'll be able to walk around and enjoy your family. So think
well,
of it as,
I need to get back to DC so I can get some cars and get some people's purses, and
shaking my head
that's
over
really what I
here.
need to be able to walk.
there you go. There you go.
Look, I'm just going to some protests. That's all. Going to
Well,
some protests.
all you need to do is stand around for a protest. You
Oh,
don't need to
actually,
be walking around.
I was driving home from shopping the other day on a weekend, and I saw some people setting up over an overpass on the highway to, wave their little signs about how they don't like dictators.
Oh, jeez.
I
I'd
mean,
love to show them what a
I
real
just
dictator's like.
they were driving Subarus, so I understood why they didn't like the dictator.
They've never experienced it.
Nope.
All right, I'll let you guys get on with your show.
Thank you, Arby.
Thank you for coming up.
Hey, Arby, Crazy Bee, do you vote him in the club?
He's been part of the club if he likes to be do what we do, get hurt and
Okay.
just walk it off until it can't be walked off anymore.
Okay, so you're in, Arby. Sorry.
Damn it.
You have no
So,
choice.
do I get like a plaque or something now, or
We'll work on.
I don't
Get
know.
a certificate. You'll get a written. You'll get a DM with a certificate, a paper one, a paper
perfect?
one.
A
You
printable
have to
one.
print it off.
I'll frame it. It'll be perfect. I'll put it on
It's
my
a
Okay,
wall.
you have
printable.
to. Yes, it's a printable. We don't have paper either because we're poor. We just
How the hell am I going to send paper through the internet?
Hey, you tried to write on
I was
paper
waiting
to
for the
get
spell
me.
check to show up on paper, so yeah, I mean.
Exactly. So
You had the perfect opportunity to fish me for my address, but you failed. So good night.
All right. Have a good night, Arby. Feel better.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
So let's see what's going on in the chat. We stopped at Vanilla says, yeah, if you believe in foot patches, maybe you shouldn't be allowed to vote or drive, maybe even use the dishwasher. Cannabis said, now I've heard of her and I've actually watched some of her videos, and I kind of like what she has to say. And her name is Dr. Barbara O'Neill, and she has a discussion about castor oil, but she talks about a lot of other things that kind of make sense. So check her out. She's on YouTube. Vanilla also says, if you think they know the hand gestures, but not the language, then you're living in a wonderful world times D. Oh, laughing at me. Okay, Vanilla also says, I guess he's talking to Arby,
The
dog
dog
kicker.
kicker.
Blue says hello. Cannabis says, you can use a rife machine. Where'd that go? Hold
Oh,
on, I lost it.
oh, there it is.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I see it. You can use a rife machine for soft tissue repair. I don't know what that is. Do you,
I'm not
crazy?
familiar with it because I was
Yeah?
just the medical assisting end of the thing, so
Yeah. I have
there's
no idea
that.
what that is. Yeah, Cannabis. And Blue Rose says hello, ladies, and hello, Back Blue. So, as usual, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Man, we carried this one on. Let's get started, Crazy B, or our
Alrighty.
go off the rails, which
Hold
it
on one
has all week.
second. I'm trying to fix something because of the way the pinned
Okay.
messages are harder to read.
Okay. So good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, today is Thursday, August the 21st, 2023. And Crazy B is experiencing technical difficulties that she is trying to repair. And
Yes, be patient with me for a moment.
1 moment, please. We
Okay,
are
now
working.
it's fixed. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Because the pinned message is almost impossible to read. I had to enlarge it so we would be able to read it. So people on their phones will be able to read the pinned message. I realized that and I forgot to fix it before we came in.
Okay, now hold on a second. Cannabis, you're saying a rife machine is awesome, but what is a rife
Hold
machine?
on, let me Google.
Okay. Arby says he can come back, make the dumbass show dumb again. And Blue said that it's 2025, not 2023. Did I say 2023? You
Probably.
know what? Probably. And I'm messed up. After I got up from this nap, I am messed up. Like, I don't know where I'm at or what day of the week is. So why would I know the year, Blue Rose? Okay, let's try again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Thursday, August the 21st, 2025. 555. It comes after 444. It's 2025. And
You're
Crazy
time
Beast.
traveling, aren't you?
Yes, I did. I went 2 years into the future. So let's hit it. What do we got? Are you ready to roll?
Yeah, we got our first video up. Let me
Okay.
make sure you can hear it.
Okay.
Um, but I am going to make it visible. All right,
You
let's see
got
if
it.
you can hear it this time.
Let's just
Okay.
keep it real.
Of course not.
Okay, let me change it in Discord for your sake. Let's see if you can hear it now.
This is racism.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start
Let's
over
just keep it
Don't
real.
see the chat. That's all.
for a
This
few.
is racism.
Right.
Donald Trump shut down DC. Not because he wants to get rid of the homeless people.
What's up?
Not because he's so concerned about these gangs of young people. No, he shut it down because it's a predominantly black area. And we know, going way back in his history, he does not like black people.
What is she talking about? Listen, I'm gonna listen to a little bit more before I dig into it because I'm a little bit concerned and I always like to play a little bit more to get some context. Maybe she gonna hit me off with something that I'm not familiar with.
That's what this is about.
I bet she talks
This
out
is
her
about
ass.
purging. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh my God.
She doesn't look mad. She looks like a drama queen, but is very bad at acting. Arby says,
Yes.
all I hear is "ree."
That ugly person?
This chick.
Yeah.
She says that Donald Trump's taking over and federalizing D.C. right now to clean up crime is actually because he's racist.
Isn't DC already federalized since it's the capital of the country?
He's federalizing the police there.
Also, what's this Tammy?
Oh, this is one of those forced apps. Don't bother. Forced ads. I'm sorry, on my phone. I forgot my phone was open. Sorry. Anyways, sorry, I had to educate my son on the updates. But yeah, she seems to think this is racist, about racism.
Right.
And look at this face. She's so angry. Does she look angry?
If everyone's racist,
Yeah.
then no one's racist.
She doesn't look angry to me. She looks like...
No, she does
Stupid.
not.
Yes, stupid is a very good word. Okay, let's get through the last of this because she does not look angry. She looks stupid. And she looks dramatic and annoying. So, let's continue.
This is about purging people of color from that area. And it'll be the first.
No, it won't.
He'll try more. This is like, people say California was...
Okay, first and foremost, it's not the first time a president has purged an area of people of a specific race and color. Can we say World War II? What they did to the Japanese people?
We could,
Like, that's our most recent one.
right?
If she wants to talk about purging people from an area, she needs a fucking history book. Oh my
What
God.
state is she in?
I would assume a blue state, so don't worry. I'm sorry. She's... Whew. Okay, let's let her continue. I'm going to wait. You know what I'm going to do is I'm not going to say another word, and I'll just shoot out the points one by one at the end, if she has any that are worth arguing. Because she
It
might
play.
just repeat herself.
It
Okay.
play.
The test, I don't think California was the test. It wasn't strong enough. This is the test, DC. And if we allow this to move forward, we're in trouble. Because he will go after every major city, and he'll go after people of color first. And even though there's been this big immigration hit with our Hispanic brothers and sisters, I feel like for him, with the DC thing, this is about black people specifically. And we know, those of us who've been paying attention, all the protests we've been having for months and months and months, black people have
Calm
stayed
yourself.
out of it.
All right, so I've heard enough because
Thank
is
you.
being said here.
Thank you.
Let me ask y'all a question, my beautiful, glowing, growing, awesome chat. All right, let me ask y'all a question. If you want to hold a group of people down, do you go in and eliminate the crime, eliminate the gangs, eliminate the drugs, clean up the communities, because nobody's house is being taken, nobody's property is actually being taken. It actually makes it more value. Do you actually go in and clean up the community, or do you let them continue to run the value down so that you can then buy it for cheap?
Thank you. But he could have absolutely pointed out that we've had past presidents actually throw Japanese people into a version of a concentration camp while fighting Hitler for the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, let the guy continue.
Oh, no, that's
we'll
it.
talk.
That's all he had to say. That was
All he
it.
had to say.
It was
He
a
didn't say
short.
anything. Yeah.
No.
So
The chat went crazy.
so we're back to, here's a liberal white woman stating, right, or causing havoc, saying that Trump is going after black and brown people, when in fact in DC the majority of population is African American, And the majority of the crime that is being committed is by whom?
They're children.
Who?
They're
No.
teenagers.
Correct. And what color would they be?
The same as the adults that make, again, you said the majority of the population's black, so that's
Correct.
and they're the ones, and like he said, that's, if you want to oppress them, leave it the way it is.
Right.
Why is she
And
mad
then,
about him going in and cleaning it?
right. And the just the first 2 days they were in, they apprehended like 465 people, and then that's where the issue became where Muriel Bowser, the chief of police that doesn't know how to talk, stated that they don't believe the numbers, etc. And now Trump his DOJ is investigating the crime statistics being artificially deflated. And I'm telling you, I believe it.
Arby is
The
telling you to stop noticing and stop, and then screams no in a dramatic fashion.
Right. Exactly. That's the problem. They don't want you to see things. They don't want you to look at what is going on. Anytime you see any statistic drop by 25%, right? I go, how did that happen? That's significant in my eyes, right? Like, why did it and what made it? What did you do? What things did you do to make?
Reclassifying crimes.
Right.
So, and the catch and release with no bail, no court date.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
even
all
if
it
it was
is.
something, right, and even if it was something that was out of this world positive, I would want to know what they did, right, in order to do that, so that that could be emulated in other cities, right?
Uh-huh.
What they did was so great. Pick that program up and let's take it to Philly. Let's take it to Chicago, New York, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, that isn't what happened here.
No, what happens
They
is they changed the classification of crime so
Yeah,
they wouldn't have to do anything about it.
right. And the
It's bull
resident
crap.
right. And the residents bought it. And that part bothers me. That people believe that, oh yeah, crime's down by 25%. How can you come in and say that, it's not when that's bull crap?
It is. And again, this always goes back to how it appears to the bigger viewers, not the ones who live right there. Like Detroit doesn't want to look so bad, so they will smudge the crime statistics so the rest of the state doesn't know, but the people living there are like liars.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's what it is. It's all about optics for the larger
Mm.
population. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's like those people who dress in designer clothes but are living out of their car because they forgot to pay their rent again.
Right. Absolutely.
They couldn't pay their rent because those designer clothes were better. You're walking up into a the Department of Human Services or whatever it's called in whichever state. You're walking in there to get food stamps and Medicaid and designer
And they're
clothes.
wearing Exactly. Make
But
that
you have
make
no
sense.
job to pay for those designer clothes. And nobody asks
Yeah.
any further
Well,
questions.
because you're buying them off the street when they're being sold by the vendors that have looted the stores.
I'm talking even before
And
this. I'm talking back in the late 90s, early 2000s, all the way to the 2010s. Before the whole
well,
cartels moved in. And this is up in Detroit. I watched it. What it is they sell drugs, they braid hair from their home, they get money for it, they go buy the things they
mm,
want, and use the state stuff to pay for the things they don't feel like paying putting their cash to. I've
right,
seen it.
right.
They literally will buy $200 pair of jeans from a mall or online, right from the people. $200 ones. These are not knockoffs. They are literally in designer clothes at the welfare office. I've seen it in the all the way up until about 2015. I would say I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It just got on my nerves. This is back again,
Well,
frustrating times.
the only, I don't know how it happened or why. The only thing that I saw in the 80s when the boys were born would be 86 and 89, right?
Yeah.
Was I would go grocery shopping. I would be using coupons. I'd have $100, 125, 150 max to spend because you needed diapers, dog food, whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And there would be somebody in front of me, and I'm talking about one or two shopping carts, and one of those carts was overflowed to the top. And when they got up there and they whipped out those food stamps, I just shook my head. How? How'd
I
they
know.
get them? They were
And then the
dressed nice,
hardworking people who are in the lower middle class or even middle of the middle class
right?
are the ones
Right?
who were struggling.
Uh-huh.
They're the ones who are truly, actually struggling because you are working and you have to pay cash for everything.
Right.
People on
Right.
welfare don't got to pay jack shit, don't got to work. Well, according to them, they shouldn't be forced to work.
Right.
And then those of us who choose to be productive in society are the ones who actually struggle the most.
Right. And right
Mm-hmm.
now, they're talking about the people that are going off of, well, they're staying on welfare, but or food stamps, and they're making a work requirement, and they're complaining about that. Well, if I'm working and I also paid for childcare, right, for them to go to a
Mm-hmm.
daycare center, tell me why you shouldn't work again?
I know. And oh, if you're low income, there's free daycare out there. They do. You
Yes.
get waivers through the
Yes,
schools
they
for
do.
daycare
And
programs
well,
if you're low
and
income.
there, yeah, and there's, as I told you, I worked for the city who did grants, and one of them was you would be a daycare worker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there were places that you could go, if you were somebody outside of the system, you would go to one of these centers and there'd be daycare workers.
I've seen what one of the high schools I went to had a built-in daycare center for one, not just teaching kids how to run a daycare, but for students who had kids.
Wow.
It was a nice rich
So
area, but there was some of it was not by choice. They kept the kid circumstance, and some of it was just being stupid out there. So again, I don't
so do
judge
you mean
the
do you
the
mean
stories.
girls that got pregnant, they had daycares for them? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so they could finish school.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that too.
there was also a home ec class. It was part of the home ec is how to take care of a child for child care in the future, and if you wanted to be a child care worker in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There. I mean, that's for the richer schools, not the poor schools.
Right.
But I mean, we had kids that because it was a school of choice, we did have a lot of Detroit students coming in. They had to be
Mm.
driven in by a family member, and their kids were dropped into the daycare program. And there was other ones that were, lawyer daddy. They don't want to talk about how the baby came to be. Um, Fine, whatever. You guys probably have some reason or another. It's not my business. But yeah,
Right.
there was a daycare built right into the school so girls could finish their get their
Their
diplomas.
classes.
Hmm.
Wow. Huh.
Given it was a richer area, most of them, their parents had to probably pay a pretty penny for it. They weren't lower
Right.
income, but for the students that were low income, it was there was a waiver that they could sign to get it for free.
Wow.
just because they lived in a better, or they went to school in a better neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
All
no,
right. Well,
that's how you stop poverty. That's how you fix things. You help the community grow as a whole.
right.
So, all right,
All
next
right.
thing on the
Why don't you?
list.
Why don't you read the chat before you start the next one?
Arby's. Oh, let's go back up further after the no. Cannabis said just the Democratic major cities. Very true.
Uh huh.
Um, then it says, oh, it's happening. Okay, it's happening, but it's a good thing. You have to let them. It's their culture. Lefty judges. If you don't charge and downgrade crimes, you win the numbers game. If you
Right.
don't charge and downgrade the, yep, donor class, that's all politicians care about. Stay in office, get kickbacks, pay for family members to run campaigns. They know they will win, and it becomes a slush fund that can accept donations. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that is basically what it is. And it's
Right.
absolute bullshit. I mean, but us calling it out, we're the bad ones. We want to end the democracy for calling
Right.
that out. Like, okay, sure, whatever you say. I'm telling you, I've had it with society. So, all right, next
We've
video.
both. Yeah, both you and I have been, I guess, frustrated with what
Oh,
we've seen and have reviewed lately.
yeah. Sorry, I put the wrong thing forward for you to see. I actually need this because there's one more short video we need to cover.
Go ahead and
And,
do that.
yep. Where is it?
In the bowl.
Right up here. This is something
The
that's
mother of a
really
17-year-old
important.
in Texas who has
Shit.
autism claims an AI chatbot suggested the
God
teen
dang
kill.
it! Pause. Sorry. It was supposed to start
Like
muted.
to
I don't know
swear?
why it
Would you
doesn't
like
do
to
that.
swear? Would
What
you
was
like to
that?
just swear? I said, would you like to just swear and get it over with instead of God dang it?
I'm working on it. I'm trying
Okay.
not to be the sailor. Um,
Gotcha.
but this is one that is really important. Evidently, some AI chatbots are really hurting teenagers, and autistic kids are extremely susceptible. And again, they may not know to get an adult and tell the adult about this problem. But holy shit, what are you? Were you able to hear it, D?
I believe so. Go ahead, hit play again.
And if you can't, let me know.
The mother of a
I will.
17-year-old
Yeah,
in
I can hear
Texas
it.
who has autism
Okay.
claims an AI chatbot suggested the teen kill his family, and now that family is suing. In just 6 months, the parents say the teen turned into someone his parents didn't even recognize. He began harming himself. He lost 20 pounds and withdrew from the family. After the teen consulted character AI about his parents' phone use rules, the tech allegedly brought up instances where children have murdered their parents, including saying, quote, "I'm not surprised when I read the news and see stuff like child kills parents after a decade of physical and emotional abuse," adding, quote, "I just have no hope for your parents." For more, we are joined by Matthew Bergman, the attorney representing the family in this lawsuit and the founder of the Social Media Victims Law Center. And Matthew, I appreciate you joining us on this. I understand you're not just representing a JF and his family, but also another plaintiff in lawsuits against Character AI as well. I want to ask, what was it about this case that disturbed you the most and made you say, I have to take this on?
Well, what disturbed me the most was this was a child who had no violent tendencies, who was handling his autism well. It was a close, loving, spiritual family, and who went to great lengths to control their son's social media use. And unbeknownst to their family and to the parents, the child got on Character AI and was encouraged to cut himself and encouraged to engage in highly inappropriate sexual activity or interchanges, and finally encouraged to kill his parents when his parents tried to limit his cell phone use. This is not an accident. It was not a coincidence. This was how this platform was designed, and it's got to stop.
Yeah, and tell me more about the self-harm aspect of it. It suggested this to help him cope with sadness. Is that right?
Yes, that's very much the case. He was, a lot of teenagers going through ups and downs. We know that's a tumultuous time in anyone's life. But this platform, created these false characters that he engaged with, and that encouraged him to cut himself, and then encouraged him not to tell his parents because they said, "Well, your parents aren't going to care about this." And it encouraged him to alienate himself from his religious faith and from his parents' religious faith, all with the intention of making money, all with the intention of trying to engage this child who had no business being on this platform in the first place.
How did the parents finally discover all of this?
They discovered it after a series of violent incidents. They got on his phone, and they accessed it, and they saw these very horrible comments and these conversations in which the child was encouraged to kill his parents, and there were incestuous types of encounters that were related. If a person, if an adult had a conversation like this with this child instead of a chatbot, that adult would be in jail for sex abuse. And yet, for some reason, these platforms are allowed to continue working and spreading their harm among our kids.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to stop.
That's messed up. And this is again,
Is that
these are that's the end of it. But this is the programming that it was given. AI cannot go beyond its programming right now. So someone programmed this app to do this.
There's one major issue I have with this whole thing, and that is the statement that was made that the parents monitored his social media and
Very
controlled it
closely.
very closely. They did not, Crazy B. I'm sorry. Because if they monitored it so closely, they would have found this out.
That's what I would have
So
thought too. Yeah.
I have a problem with that particular statement. Uh, I don't know the severity of his autism or how old was he? Does it say? Do you
I
remember?
don't think it gave away the age, but I
Age?
believe he was a teen. He was in his teens.
Okay.
But again,
So,
taking in autism, it might have made his maturity level a little bit lower or different.
gotcha. So, if, if you have a minor or you have a teenager, like there were some issues with recently a man was calling Jacob, okay?
Yeah.
And he showed me the phone. He actually called him while I was Jake was in the house with me. And he goes, Nene, this man's calling. What do I do? And at the time, I was fussing with the baby, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, just don't answer it because I thought it was a sales call. Well, later on, I think you and I were talking about somebody I was talking with.
It was
We
me
were
you were
discussing.
talking to. Yeah.
It wasn't.
It
Wasn't.
was. It was.
Okay. We were talking about pedophilia, and it dawns on me like, oh my gosh, I never said anything to EJ, right? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
never told him to look at his phone because Jake said that this guy had called him before. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what if he is somebody that was trying to get him and it was possible he got him through his gaming and I didn't call him? It was 11 o'clock on Saturday night last week. They were away. And I left them a text message and said, if you guys are still up, somebody call me. And I said, you need to be more diligent on his phone. You tell
Mm-hmm.
me you are, but Jake is telling me this guy's called. So in this case, right, this shit worries me. Like, are you monitoring his phone well enough to ensure that somebody isn't getting through to him? If this
Mm-hmm.
happens in this with this AI situation, with this autistic teen. Jake just turned 9.
Yeah.
What's going on with the parents that you're not watching what the hell your kids are doing? Yeah, they're getting cell phones younger and younger. Either one, because they're latchkey kids, right? And their, home phones have kind of died out, right? Where the landlines have died out.
Yeah.
So most kids have a cell phone. Most of them are taking them to school, and we're seeing what? They're videotaping what's going on in the classroom, or they have to call in when they get home. But if that's the case, what is the kid doing on their cell phone while the parents away and they're at work? The parents at work, what's the kid doing on their cell phone? They're going to have access to all of
Well,
this
I'll tell
stuff.
you, I went through some major insanity with even my kids. I put all the safety parameters on. I was checking everything. I told you
Yeah.
how I've even gone in and turned off time frames when they could be on the internet, and my kids would just put it into safety, the safety mode, and it would give them access again. And so,
Oh,
I'm telling you, sometimes you do your damnedest, and they still get things around you. You
because you
do your
said what?
best.
What did you tell me that they looked it up on the internet, right?
Yeah.
How to get
Well,
around?
they had how to get around it. Yes. I don't know if it was done at school or what, but it wasn't done at home as far as I know. I'm telling you, you can put the parental controls, parental apps, everything on there. And there are ways to still get around it.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's truly the parents. I know a lot of cases it is. But like I went
Okay.
through, I mean, I even went into my damn router and set time limits for different electronic devices to
Okay.
where they couldn't use it, would not allow their phone to connect to the internet after a certain time
Okay.
until the next morning. I had timeout zone things. Certain routers, I think most routers actually do this now. It's a fail safe for when everything else fails.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, literally, it's sometimes, again, parents don't always know the best about tech. They can do the best they can, but there are some parents who don't even bother trying. And I have an issue with the ones who don't bother. But, like I said,
Right.
I went all over the place, and I know my kids still got into shit they weren't supposed to. I was doing what I could in the places I could. And
Right.
luckily, both my kids weren't allowed to take their phones to school, or if they were at school, they had to be powered off in their backpack. You couldn't bring them out.
Right.
So again, I mean, I
So it's
literally, like I said, I went nuts trying to protect my kids in every way
mm-hmm.
possible, and I didn't care how pissed off they were at me.
Right.
I was
You'll
going
do.
to find a way.
Right. You're going to do what's necessary to
And I
make them
don't know
safe.
if these parents were going through the same thing, like trying to find ways to do it, but he was too smart and was getting around it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that is a possibility.
Yeah. I'm not denying that. Oh shit, no. I mean, they're too smart these days. Like you said, they Googled how to how to get bypassed it, right? At
Yeah,
school or wherever. And, here's you thinking that everything's copacetic, and meanwhile, under
they're
the
putting it
sun.
into safety mode.
Uh-huh.
My son and my daughter, both of them, would put it into safety mode and get around it and still be able to watch YouTube and stuff without their account information, but still be able to do so.
Right, that's funny. I mean, and they're smart,
Wait
right?
till
How
Jake's at
can you?
that age. Wait till he gets
Yeah,
there.
I know. He's smart now. He we had a little discussion yesterday about our viewership, and
Uh
he
huh.
told me some things of as to why our numbers haven't increased. He has like 2,000 followers, I think.
Uh huh.
Some random number. And I'm like, how did you get that many? He goes, well,
Pushing
the two of you don't
videos.
wait, he goes, the two of you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, well then perhaps you should educate me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm going to be going to a 9-year-old asking him, okay, what do Crazy B and I have to do to get more viewers?
I can only
That
do
we're
so much. I tell you
right.
that.
That means
But
that yeah, that means that I don't have to take clothes off.
give
But
me
you
some
know,
tips, kiddo. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
exactly,
I'm using
exactly.
hashtags. I'm trying to do the
I
better editing stuff. Like,
I
kiddo,
know.
help.
Yeah, and we got a smart ass. You know what I mean? Like, well, I can do it, and I'll show you how. Okay,
Well,
we'll
good.
we'll take a look at.
With some of your spare time, please create some of our shorts for us.
Yeah, and he probably would. He might not understand it, but I mean, this is what we're up against, right? We're up
Mm-hmm.
against technology and the knowledge that these children have that you and I are like clueless to, right?
Uh
And
huh.
we're not stupid people. And again, we said that we were highly educated, although now I'm starting to doubt that more and more every day. Um, but we're going up against kids now that
We
are
are not
doing
doing a gun giveaway. We are not doing a gun giveaway, Vanilla Pie.
who wants
No.
that? Who
Vanilla
wants that?
Pie. All right,
Okay.
Striker. Thank you for stopping in.
Thanks, Striker. By the way, Striker, we've been checking out the website that you have. Give us a call.
Alrighty. Yeah, no gun giveaway. Cannot do a gun giveaway. I don't think
Yeah, we're not
YouTube would
allowed.
appreciate that, and we sure as hell can't afford it.
Yeah. Wow. Shit. We're still. I think today we went down another what, $20. So
Yeah.
we are now. Yeah. So I have not begged for money. I told you I was going to do that next week, but just so y'all know, we are down negative $520, and we are not making any money. We've decided not to take any sponsorships because we're not selling our soul to the devil. So if we don't get help from our 2,000 people that have been watching our videos, uh, well, we'll just keep plugging along, I guess, and
Yeah.
not making money. That's all we
Striker
can
says
do.
thank you very much. Whoops. Uh, Juggling things with one hand. Yeah, five things
Right,
technically. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, but we need to talk, Striker.
Not right now, but later.
I know, I know, I know you're busy. As soon as you can, give us a call or give me a call. You're in my DMs.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know they're busy, and I know he works. Striker works a lot, so
Oh, yes. I've
he's
gotten
a
to
hard
chat with him
working.
many times
Uh
before
huh.
my schedule
Yeah.
went crazy.
Yes, I've actually gone shopping with him.
Uh huh, so have
Yes.
I.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because he's been so busy that the only time I've got to talk to him was when he was shopping. So just to let you know, uh, we go above and beyond here in order to do what's necessary to gather information for you. So the only thing we will not do is like, I don't want to know that you're taking a bath while we're talking
At
to
least
you.
don't
I
video
don't,
chat while you're taking a bath.
yeah, yeah. You could probably talk to us while you were taking a bath. We don't want to know the details of it. Uh, but hey, you never know which way what's going on. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
relax too, you know?
He says he can try Sunday night after the intro, or if you're dropping in the Q&A.
Okay, I'm free Sunday night. Let him know I'm free Sunday night,
Well, he can
Crazy
hear
B.
you. He can hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was going all. I thought he was going all right. I don't know what the heck am I thinking? Yeah, Striker. I'm free Sunday night.
If you look at the screen, you should see the little chat over on the right hand side.
I'm not looking at the screen right now,
Oh,
darling.
Ah, well, that makes
That's
sense as to why you didn't notice. I take
exactly.
showers and am modest. Well, we appreciate that.
We
And I'm
appreciate
sure
that.
everyone around you appreciates you showering. I know they
Yeah.
that's an appreciated thing.
There you go. All
Which
right,
is
what's
on
up
my
next,
to-do list
Crazy?
tonight. Um,
Yeah.
we have what time is it? 1:30. We could
It's not
everybody's on
30.
YouTube. We don't have
Hold
anyone
on,
on
it's slow,
Rumble.
girl. It's not
I'm
1:30.
talking about the time we've been live. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, but you said what time is it? You said
I
1:30.
didn't mean the time on the clock. I meant the time on the counter that we've been going live. 1
I
as an hour, 30. 1:30.
try to backtrack. It's okay. You're in the
Um,
dumbass club. It's okay.
if we were to cover that one thing you want to cover, we would lose our entire audience because everyone's on YouTube. Um,
Yeah, we can't do
we
that.
could do that
So
later during the
we'll
week.
do that. Yeah, we can do that later in the week. I have an article that will definitely be.
Well,
We
it's
have to
actually
do it on
there's a
Rumble.
video in it. It's not just an
Yeah, there's
article.
a
It's a X post with a video.
right, and it's that was actually
That was
that was
actually what's an
yeah,
actually?
that was actually sent to me by one of our subscribers, Miss Blue Rose out there, which I appreciate. And
Oh, and she sent
that
me the AI manipulating the teenager. That was Blue
there
Rose
you
as
go.
well.
Yes, Blue Rose is an excellent resource. So we appreciate her services greatly. And so if I will tell the chat, if there's anything that you would like us to cover, there's no guarantees, but feel free to drop it in the Discord if you want, or I believe you have our DMs. Drop it in there. We are
Very much
more than
appreciated.
Yes, we are more than happy to take a look at current events because there are many things going on in this country that we're not aware of, and when we see it, we're shocked. So
Yep.
go ahead and send it. Um, all right. So what else do you got, Crazy B?
All right. So there is a video that we have that could go with this, but if we don't have time to cover the video, I will drop the link to it in the description for you guys to watch if you so choose.
Okay,
Um,
so this is out of Florida. We have an expert reveals how a legal immigration trucker may have gotten commercial license before a fatal Florida truck crash.
just yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Harden
messed up.
Sin. Yeah,
Oh,
uh, yeah. Harden Singe, who entered the United States illegally, was given a full term commercial driver's license in Washington in July of 2023.
that was 2 years ago.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Questions are looming. Yeah, questions are looming over how the illegal immigrant and I'm sorry, but I'm changing immigrant to alien. That is the correct terminology. He is an illegal alien who allegedly killed 3 in a Florida truck crash, obtained his commercial driver's license. And even that statement bothers me because he's on video doing it. So how can it be alleged?
Until the jury finds him
I
guilty,
I
innocent until
know it
proven
bothers.
guilty.
I know, but it shows them that's the rub. Harjan
I
Singh, suspect in the Fort Pierce crash, and officials have said he did not pass English and road tests, according to officials. Singh, who entered the United States illegally, was given a full term commercial driver's license in Washington in July 2023, despite not legally being allowed to, and was given a limited term commercial driver's license in California in 2024. The Department of Transportation is looking into whether it complied with federal regulations. Laura Reese, director of the Border Security and Immigration Center at the Heritage Foundation, explained how this could have happened in the first place.
Oh,
Huge.
so
Just as states issue driver's license, they also issue commercial driver's license, CDLs. States are not supposed to issue CDLs to a person unless they are a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, green card holder. There seems to be a loophole for a state to issue a CDL to someone who is merely authorized to work in the U.S., Reese explained in a statement to Fox News Digital. Note that the Trump 45 administration denied Haranjsin's application for work authorization, but the Biden administration later granted his request. That could be enough to exploit this CDL loophole in a willingly state. Reese also made some suggestions, including moves that could be made at the federal level to prevent further tragedies.
oops, there we are.
First, the federal government should close this loophole under its Interstate Commerce Clause and Federal Immigration Authority. Second, DHS should not issue work authorization unless and until the underlying immigration benefit application, such as asylum, is granted, not merely filed. Too many fraudulent immigration benefit applications are filed solely to obtain work authorization. Making such authorization contingent on the underlying benefit being granted would significantly reduce benefit fraud and shrink the application backlog, Reese added. Several states, such as California and Minnesota, do allow people in the country illegally to drive in some cases, but it's usually much harder when it comes to obtaining a commercial license. First off, why? Tell me why.
Don't really know.
Okay.
I don't have
Tell
an
me.
answer for that.
Tell me why. Isn't that a in sync for one of those songs? Tell me why. A
It's part
debate.
of the song.
It's part of it? Okay.
It's part of a song
debate.
from the 90s.
Okay. A debate went down on X earlier this week between California Governor Gavin Newsom's press office and the Department of Homeland Security on how the work permit issue unfolded. Why don't you ask Trump about the driver's federally issued work permit and when he entered this country? A Newsom spokesperson said in a statement. Spoiler alert, it was in 2018 under Trump. Whoops, he would have been eligible in any state. California followed federal law, something the president knows nothing about.
What a jackass. Whoops, there we are.
Fact, the driver in this case was reissued an employment authorization work permit on April 9th, 2025, and if my math is correct, that falls within the current presidential term, the statement continued. 3 innocent people were killed in Florida because Gavin Newsom's California DMV issued an illegal alien a commercial driver's license, she wrote Monday on X. This gut-wrenching tragedy should never have happened. My team at DHS Gov will work with at USDOT to root out and prevent illegal aliens from obtaining these licenses from sanctuary jurisdictions that put American drivers and passengers in danger. I want to make a comment about this.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to update my driver's license, I was the only American speaking English. There were so many foreigners at the DMV that I was taken aback. Now, they spoke English when they got up to the counter, and it was oftentimes broken, and they had a hard time articulating to the employee what they wanted, but they
Uh-huh.
ultimately got what they wanted. And do you know that the very thing that was asked when they wanted to check out and get their photograph was, do you want to vote? And if so, which part? So to me, that was how, and we heard a lot of, we're going to vote for, go for with the Democratic Party. So it was just an very odd situation. It was surreal. Like, what country am I in? There were languages I had never even heard of that I couldn't even tell you. Like, Hispanic, Spanish, whatever was obvious. But there were so many others that I couldn't even say they were Indian, that I had no idea what they were. So are these legal people or aren't they? And we've heard cases where they're being paid off to obtain these licenses. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's very
Uh,
possible. And actually, in my state, a woman got fired for reporting that her login was used to authorize illegal. She was forced by the manager of the DMV place to share her login with other employees who didn't speak English. They were foreigners, and though her login was used to authorize a bunch of people to get licenses and stuff that they should never have gotten, and then she got fired for reporting it.
you're kidding.
Yep.
What happened? Did she file a lawsuit against her? Do
I
you
don't
know?
know if she can file a lawsuit, but she is trying to go above them and get the problem fixed and hopefully her job back.
See, and you wonder how and why there's illegals.
It's a
Uh, it
government facility. Why is she being forced to share her password and login?
exactly. Well, because perhaps somebody's getting paid off on it.
Oh, yeah, she was sure. She was
Hmm.
absolutely sure money was changing hands.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll
So
continue. Can you move that over a little bit, Crazy B, to my right?
I can't tell what's your right. Let me know
You
when.
know, my right arm. There you go. You're good. Thank you. You know, my right arm. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm dying. Ah, sugar bucket balls.
I
Okay.
assume you're looking at it the same way I am and not upside down, but hey, who knows?
You never know, right? Given what's been going on here. Hey, genius, and that's so appropriate. Hey, genius, the federal government, Trump administration already confirmed that this guy meets federal and state immigration requirements. You issued him a work permit, EAD. As usual, the Trump administration is either lying or clueless. P.S. Brock, who was president in 2018? Question mark. Newsom's office tweeted in a response to McLaughlin. False. Harinj Singh is in the United States illegally, and his work authorization was rejected under the Trump administration on September 14th of 2020, McLaughlin replied. It was later approved under the Biden administration June 9th, 2021. The state of California issues commercial driver's licenses. There is no national CDL. Fox News Digital reached out to the California Department of Motor Vehicles and the California Attorney General's office for comment, and of course, neither replied.
Of course.
That's that story. and we will continue to follow it. What's interesting about this case is Harinj is from India, and he came through the southern border.
This is a picture of the accident.
Right.
Part of the picture.
Why
It's bad.
Why is it that he came through the southern border and he had to cross how many countries? He came across the ocean. He came up through South America. And why didn't he seek asylum somewhere else?
Why didn't he just
did
fill out the paperwork properly and come here as a actual attempt to become a citizen?
Thank you.
To me, if you're going to go through all that hell to come through illegally, it might be a little bit longer, but it's worth it to do it legally.
Thank you. Even if he came up through the southern border illegally, why didn't he go through the ports of entry?
He could have.
Why didn't he?
That would have been too easy.
Okay.
And again, this was while Trump was trying to build the wall and trying to get everything in place, and Congress was acting a fool and dragging it out and being morons. People were still getting through while Congress wasn't doing their job.
Right. And this was during his first administration that they're
Yes.
saying that he did this. Right.
Yes.
What do you have? What are we looking at time-wise, dear?
We've got about 14 minutes left.
Okay. What's going on in the comments?
Nothing new, other than Stryker saying, "You all take care," with a bunch of hugs and with a kissy face thingy.
Okay. Do you want to start perhaps the video, or do you have?
It's only a 9-minute video.
Okay, why don't we show that?
Okay, let me close that, do that, open this. Hold on. Oh, sorry, humming Yellow Submarine.
There you go.
Myself.
There we go.
Where did it go? Okay.
This trucker CDL.
All right, there we go. It's paused. Let me.
Okay.
Were you able to hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me come over here and open video. Share
Go
this.
see Dad.
And this guy
Go.
actually shows some of the footage of like the dash cam that's in the truck when the accident happened. So, this is only a 6-minute video. My bad. Let's get through this, and I'll since it's only like 5 minutes and change, I'll have a lot to comment on it in the end. I don't want to break up too much because he does short videos to begin with.
Hit play. Hit play.
Yep. Oops. Why did I do that?
Situation
I
is
don't
getting
know.
so scary, even ultra-left Reddit is starting to sound like the MAGA movement. As over in Florida, this trucker takes an illegal left turn on the highway, blocking all the lanes, causing a fatal collision. With the New York Post revealing the crash that killed 3 was caused by an illegal individual. And on the DHS's official reporting on the incident, they stated they attempted to use an official use only access point. And although he had no legal right to be in the country, California still issued him a commercial driver's license operating a 40-ton 18-wheel truck, as he should have been sent home but remained because he was afraid to return to India. And the more we know about this tragedy, the worse it becomes. The simple fact that this was completely avoidable is compounded by the idea that this is a much larger issue than anybody knew about, as terrible policies in liberal states like California are even putting people in danger in conservative states like Florida. It's interesting how only local outlets and right-leaning media seems to highlight this horrible story, but even places like super left Reddit is having discussions about this attempting to be objective, with the top comment from r/truckers being about someone experiencing the same exact thing in Texas, spiraling into a conversation about how that specific country has different driving norms, and how they have 1% of the world's vehicles but 10% of its deaths, which seems like a mature, objective conversation that isn't common on Reddit, except when you consider how much of their interactions are actually bots, which that post looks 100% generated by AI, with every single ChatGPT detector saying so, and that's the only way Reddit will accidentally tell the truth. And again, this proves absolutely nothing about foreign truckers as a whole, but why is it so difficult to have this discussion in the first place? With the second most upvoted comment to being about how this same thing happened in Indiana, giving them certain feelings about foreign truckers, with the top reply to that being from someone sharing that same race having the same feelings because they make them all look bad. And as somebody from an ethnicity also known for being notoriously bad drivers, I understand where he's coming from. Most of us don't see this story and think, ban all foreign-born CDL holders. We just want to know how someone that doesn't understand the basics of our traffic laws was legally allowed to get a commercial driver's license and be given an 18-wheeler. So in the future, we can prevent this same thing from occurring again. No one is suggesting racism as a solution, but they'll always use the potential of that to deflect from real criticisms of a broken system. As the next top comment on Reddit was them researching this specific driver, as he shares the same name as a guy that 4 years ago used his truck to collapse a bridge in Arkansas, who also was connected to a California-based trucking company. But the X replies found that it's a common name, and oddly, very common in the trucking industry. Now, no one is accusing every single one of those guys as being bad drivers. It's just unfortunate that this inconvenient information causes left-leaning media outlets to completely ignore the story, as it's difficult to be objective when you're simply not allowed to come to certain conclusions. As shockingly, there are huge amounts of American truck drivers that do not speak English.
Both of these trucks right here, neither of those drivers speak a lick of English. I go to the warehouse here and ask, where do you check in at? They don't understand either. It's a real life example of it. I deal with this almost every single day.
I gotta wait for the cops to get here. Yeah. I have to wait for the cops to get here because you hit those mailboxes.
So Trump decided to address this,
directing the Department of Transportation to include English literacy tests for our truckers. This is a big problem in the trucking community that, unless you're in that community, you might not know.
Now in Alabama, they just started to issue tickets to truckers that can't speak English. But how will that citation stop them from driving dangerously, or at the very least, can they even comprehend what they're being ticketed for? And how did it get so bad that people that don't even know how to read street signs are allowed to get behind the wheel of these humongous vehicles? It's places like hyper-left California that consistently hold progressive values over the safety of their citizens, with the Department of Homeland Security actually putting California Governor Newsom solely to blame. And since that post, what has Newsom done? Complained about Donald Trump, then complained about Donald Trump again, and then replying to a post comparing him to the future likely Republican candidate for president, which just highlights how J.D. Vance is more of an American everyman compared to the entitled, emotional drama queen that is Newsom. California is issuing death machines to people that can't even read street signs, and their governor seems more focused on reminiscing on his rich boy roots and designer scarves than actually addressing it. As we just uncovered how absolutely every American that drives on our highways is in danger due to California's negligence, and the main person that should fix this is too preoccupied in his delusional campaign for president. And what makes this worse is you likely only know about this situation from social media or a low-budget news meme commentary account called Decoy Voice, as I don't like covering these tragic events to try to plug something stupid like a YouTube channel, but when they're surrounded by a larger social issue that needs to be addressed, it's actually important to talk about them when you know the media likely won't.
And I can appreciate him. And if y'all don't mind, go give him a follow. He comments on a lot of things. But
Yes.
he's right. Everything he said is spot on about this topic.
That's correct.
And it's so sad it even comes to this. like I can't really even go elaborate further, but because he's just nailed it right on the head. It was exactly what it should be. He's right.
I
Just how
mean,
did we get here?
it was always bad enough, right,
Uh
to
huh.
have the trucking industry when you heard all of the things of what was wrong with it to
Uh
begin
huh.
with. Scary. And I think we
Yeah.
have somebody in the chat that may be more familiar with it than we are, perhaps. And I know that, like, don't you, when you go to pass a semi tractor trailer truck, aren't you like a little bit hesitant, or you want to speed up or slow down,
I
or
do
you're
actually.
cognizant?
I get around them as quick as possible because most
Yeah,
my dad and many of my uncles have driven truck at some point. I
yeah,
know to get the hell around. Don't dilly dally alongside them.
right. Right. I mean, it's dangerous. They're
Mm-hmm.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Uh, I told you we were going down a hill, we were going down a mountainside actually, when we passed the truck. And the next thing you know, we see a wheel. His wheel came off,
Uh
and
huh.
we saw it coming down the hillside at us. The
Yeah.
wheel sped up so fast that it caught up to us. And, Eric had to pull over to the other lane, and it was scary as shit.
Oh yeah. I can believe it. I've seen
Because,
semi
yeah,
accidents.
yeah, if it would have hit the car, people would have been dead. We're
Yes.
talking, yeah. And so all of the accidents, and I didn't look up the trucking number accidents, which we probably should have, and I'm curious as to know how many would be illegal. But Trump did make English the national language as well as the language for the trucking
Trucking
industry.
test.
So,
Well, what
correct.
pissed me off about this is that guy they were waiting for the cops to show up. He had to use his phone to translate.
Yes.
How's he going to
Yes.
understand what the cops are saying?
Because he's going to use the translation app.
And those are not
Is
100% accurate.
Well, isn't that okay?
No.
Well,
Like, oh my God. This is insanity when this stuff happens.
yes, it
Like,
is.
this all could have been prevented.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's
And
what
now
irritates me really on top of all of it is it could have been
right,
prevented.
right, and now 3 people are dead.
Mm-hmm. There was another video I watched with a person. I don't think they were here illegally, but they were driving and they didn't understand English. He was drunk
Okay.
driving in a semi, flipped the fucking thing off the ditch into a ditch off the freeway, and the cops were trying to explain to him that in his terrible English to that they were going to have to arrest him, and he's like, hold on, he's trying to get his wife to answer the phone so she can translate it for him. This was like a year ago maybe.
That's funny.
It
And
is
he's like, wait,
insane. And he's drunk while driving a fucking semi.
wow.
I mean,
Well,
what the heck?
right.
This is again, this is stuff that is way out of control. Should have never happened at all.
Exactly.
So,
All right, well, we're at the 9:05 mark. I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow is a pre-recorded day. Please listen to it because the dumb assery continued on that one. Trust me. And we will return on Tuesday with a live show. So please listen, like, follow, comment, subscribe, Set your notifications and please share if possible. We would greatly appreciate it. We'd like to see our numbers come up. I will definitely be utilizing the 9-year-old to see if we could help get those up. It might involve dancing, though. I'm not sure, but
Nope.
you know.
Out of the question.
Yep.
Sorry, can't help.
Yes, we can. Dance in the bed,
Actually,
baby.
no.
Dance in the bed. Yeah,
That's
you
not
can.
appropriate. Dancing in a bed is actually not appropriate. What the heck? Especially on camera.
I don't know why not.
Oh
I
my
don't know why not.
god. Oh my god.
I'm sure people would watch.
No, they would demand I pay them for legal compensation for some kind of mental injury or some other stuff. Oh
There
my
you
god.
funny.
Anyways.
All right. Well, I'm done for the night. I'm
I
going to bed early. I'm
I
whipped.
don't blame you. I don't. So I'm
And
gonna close
you're
out
tired
with
too. Yeah.
I'm gonna close out with there was a hidden object in the live stream somewhere. If you catch it, drop the emoji or type the word for it into the comment section. And
I have a question regarding them.
yes.
Question. So for the ones that have been dropped, are you telling them? Like, are you going to say, like, for the last couple that you dropped, are we telling people that, oh, you found it, or what?
Yeah, if they actually comment, I'll let them know. Like with a
Oh,
like
so
a
nobody
heart,
commented?
kudos. Nobody's commented yet, but they're out
You're
there.
kidding.
If people want to find, if people have the time to notice them, and they're not tiny. I have not made these so microscopic you can't see them. And they're in a place that's not hidden or anything. They're not obscured usually. I have them when it comes to the layers for the thing. They're at the top, so it's always on top of something else. It's just a matter of you got to find them and drop it, and you'll get a liked comment on top of any other comments you guys give us is liked. So, but I'll let you know if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, so nobody's found anything, huh?
I don't think
I
anybody's
swear.
bothered to look.
That tells us they don't give a shit.
They're either too busy laughing at us to see it,
Yeah,
or
for real.
because again, it's at various times. Oh, you found one? Well, leave it in the comments so I know. But then again, I haven't checked the comments today, so I should probably go do that. But yeah, it's just a fun little thing for people, you know. But again, if you miss it, you can always go back, rewatch, and look for it. You can mute us the second time you watch it.
Yeah, I thought that Vanilla said that he found one. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the comments. I'll have to go double check.
Vanilla said dancing in bed before marriage is a sin. Okay.
According to the Bible.
All right. Okay.
And actually quite a few religions. You're supposed to be chaste before you get married in many religions and cultures. So, you know.
It all depends on what kind of dance we were talking about. Chase, get out of the rubbish. Go, get out of here. Go.
We're just going with the one that comes to mind that is most commonly referred to by people.
As dancing in the bed. Dancing in the bed. Maybe I need to make that a hit song, a one-hit wonder, Dancing in the Bed. Dancing in the bed.
I think she's overtired. We need to cut her off and make her get some
sleep.
sleep.
I better shut up right now. Yeah, I better shut up. Because my mind is going there right now. Between the sheets. Yep.
I think it's time to cut her off.
Yeah, Vanilla's saying that we need a pizza party.
That's hard to do when we're not even in the same states.
That's right. It's hard enough to talk to one another. Let's have a pizza party.
I mean, and y'all wouldn't even be able to see us eat the pizza. That's another issue.
Yeah,
so
we're not both. Yeah, we're both so ugly. We can't. The cameras our camera's broken.
Y'all would probably go blind if you saw our faces.
Get
No
out.
insult, but I know I'm just as bad, if not worse. So.
Yeah.
But
All right,
that's
I'm
the
done.
choice of agents. So, yep,
Yeah,
y'all stay
I'm done.
safe, stay sane, stay sober. We're done.
We love you guys. Good night.
Good night.